My mic sounds nice.
What's up? What's up? What's going on, people? It's your boy Monte Carlo. Welcome back to the Big Picture Podcast, episode 31. Right, Will?
It's that Reggie Miller. We here.
Man. Yeah,
We here,
man. Thank God, man. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We have Miss Shalene here, book author. So you repping the Bronx? You repping Brooklyn? Which one is it?
I'm repping the Bronx because that's where I grew up at, and I'm back in Brooklyn where I was born.
Hold off on the air horns on the Bronx.
What you want, gunshot?
Harlem. We about Harlem, man. Come on,
man.
Nah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to New York.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a long week, and a lot's been going on. Really, some real stuff has been going on.
I hope you're not talking about like Cardi, because that's not.
Well,
real.
Yeah, you know Cardi.
You can't be talking
but we ain't gonna
Cardi,
talk about
man.
that. You know we ain't gonna talk about
cool.
that. We
already going on my birthday.
We already discussed that.
Shout out to your birthday twin. But I don't. Okay. Okay. Shout out to the birthday twin. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But yeah, a lot's been going on. You know, with the Eric Gardner case. The cop had went to court today, and one thing is that a lot of people, they were complaining about why he's still at work, why he's still getting paid. And what you got to realize is that, you know, when you're working for the city, you know, the first, then big time unionized. But the first 30 days that you are out of work, you don't get paid for that. Okay. But after that is administrative leave. So pretty much you get paid until they figure out what they're going to do with the case or whatever's going to happen. You know, so people, you know, they got to look at it, look at the big picture of it. It's nothing personal. It's not like, oh, they're giving him favoritism or what have you. You know, that's how the system works.
Standard practice.
You know, like I got people, you know, who I work with, you know, because I work for the city, and they're out for whatever reasons, you know, and some of them are out for a year, some of them are out for a year and a half. But at the end of the day, you know, they're still getting paid. You know,
I mean, I ain't got nothing for that, man. Without going crazy. Without going crazy, I ain't got nothing for that, man.
Yeah.
But you know, blessings to Eric Gardner's family.
Yeah.
Sucks to have it brought up again.
Yeah. It's sad, man. It's a sad situation, you know, and you know, but we here. Amber Geiger, the ex-Dallas cop,
Fuck the police,
who was indicted for murder, okay, by grand jury. She faces 5 years to life in jail. The grand jury, they came up with this. But see, the thing is, though, is she lost her job. So what people got to realize, though, is that at least that's, you know, a little bit of closure. You know, that's a step towards closure for their family. You know, for
but is it? Is like losing the job a step towards closure?
No.
Well, I mean, well, in this type of case,
it's just like a revenge kind of, like, it's the spirit of revenge when you want somebody to lose their job. Like, we need people to not get these jobs if they're not psychologically equipped to handle what, you know, comes with the job. If they, I mean, we see all the prejudice going on with the police. If they're not implementing some kind of system or some kind of test to, you know, to see the, you know, the psychological, you know, building blocks of this person. Are they, like, at their foundation, are they racist? You can find that out. There's tests to find that out.
Yeah, but the thing is, the people at the top.
Exactly.
So
this is systematic.
Would they put a system if they fit that criteria? Because it's already
because
embedded.
Everybody is there. They're all KKK.
Yeah, and it's all embedded. So what system?
So back to what I previously said. Fuck the police.
You ain't feeling it, huh?
Nah, I don't like police at all. I got family that's police, and I don't like them that much either. It's just it's like a personality. They were cool before they became police, though.
So how about when they retire?
Nah, it's been ingrained in them. That us versus them mentality, that's ingrained. It's like somebody that goes in the military. It's a lot of things in that basic training that gets ingrained.
Okay, so now you're hitting home.
Cops, military.
I was in the Navy for 4 years.
How'd you like that, or did you like that?
Well, the thing is, I went in right after high school, so it was me growing up.
New experience.
Right.
Yeah.
But once I was in there, I could tell, quote unquote, it was undercover racism.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I did my 4 years, and I got out because I didn't like the idea of having a contract on my life. Because that's what it is. It's a whole different world in there.
Yeah.
So.
Man.
And I went in there when Roots came out, so I was already effed up in the head.
He was a little hostile anyway.
Yeah.
Like, listen, man. Listen, I feel you.
So yeah.
All of these systems that's in America, man. All of the defense systems.
It was just a culture shock.
Yeah, like
a real culture shock.
And these things start from the top. Like these prejudices, they start from the top.
Yeah.
They're systemic. So we won't really get justice because justice was never intended for us.
Never.
Never ever. So.
Rest in peace, George Bush.
What? Fuck no. Rest in parasites, nigga. Get out of here. No love for that side.
Okay. Why do you feel this way, my brother?
Man,
you don't like.
Fuck presidents, man. Fuck politicians. Like, they're not doing us right. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. I know that the system was written wrong, and if as long anybody who fills the shoes and fills the little bracket to continue the system, fuck them.
So I mean, how do you feel about his play in being a veteran and falling off the plane?
I don't care.
Okay.
Like, why would I care about that? Why would I care about George Bush?
Okay.
Whether it's the daddy, the son, I don't care about Obama. I just don't care.
I feel you.
I understand that these are like supposedly prestigious positions, but I don't care. You're playing the same game. How you gonna change anything? You're not changing nothing.
Yeah.
Well, you have your right to feel the way you could.
Because I'm an American, goddammit. So I could not give a fuck about any of it.
Man. That's gangster. I mean, it's all good, man. It's all good. Everybody, they have their own opinion about George Bush, about Obama.
No, we soft. That's the problem. We soft.
Okay, so check it out. Yeah. Bro. Listen, so shout out to Lynn Patton. All right. She's actually the head of federal housing and development for New York State office. All right. And she is going to be moving into one of the New York City housing projects. All right. You can.
Yo, bro, that is trash, bro. I know. I feel you, man. Oh my God. All these little hunts.
Welcome, Miss Z, in the building. How you doing, my sister? I need a tarot card reading.
I'm stressed. Lord have mercy. They got me in here. That says heal yourself. I need. They in here talking about police. I am not with the police. I am not with the politicians. I don't like none of it.
Oh man,
I have a disdain towards them.
I'm in the camera because we said rest in peace, George. He's not feeling the whole George Bush situation. It's all good. But here, listen, Miss Z Bars. Z is good. Yep. You can go by Z. Okay, Miss Z is in the building. She is. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Spiritual advisor.
Do I need mine on too?
So you make sure you're not too loud or too low. Either one.
Okay.
You see, you're not even nervous. You good.
I know.
You done warmed up.
It's all talk.
You done warmed up.
It is all talk, man. Yeah. So Ms. Z Bars, she's a spiritual advisor, fortune teller, and welcome. Welcome. Glad you made it in. I know you said there was a lot of traffic.
It's crazy out there.
Yeah. But she made it in. And this is Miss Shalene. She is a book author. She is here once again.
Nice to meet you.
And she has a book out. And the book is called Bogalou, A Boogie Down Bronx Tale. And shout out to the book. I was born in the Bronx.
We got to shout out the Bronx.
Yes, we got to shout out.
Shout out to the Bronx.
I'm going to take my hat off.
Shout out to where hip hop started. Shout out to the skate key.
That's right.
Yeah. Shout out to the original skate key.
The Fever.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to the Fever. What else we got up there, man?
Yeah, but I read some of the book, and just tell us a little bit about the book. All right?
Basically, it's about my life growing up in the Bronx in the 60s and the 70s. It was very different back then.
Okay.
And I just brought to light how a young black girl fits in that scenario. Growing up in the Bronx in those days, I think those were the best days. You know, and just little mischievous stuff that we do back then. Like today, the kids don't play. Back then, we did. You know, and we did other mischievous stuff. But it explains the Bronx how it was. You know, the burnt out buildings, and you know, just basically the book is like a dialogue. So when you read the book, you actually can visualize everything I'm talking about.
That's
interesting. You have your laughs, you have your sadness, you know, it's all about the feelings in there.
That's beautiful. Because, you know, some of that stuff that you may say is mischievous, that's the building blocks of hip-hop.
Yeah.
If you really want to look at it.
And I even mentioned that, too. You know, how I mentioned Grandmaster Flash, you know, he was just like a local DJ in the schoolyard, you know, so that's where he started, you know, so I knew those people back then, and like I'm a dancer then and I'm a dancer now. I have to show the young people how to get down, yo.
Gotta put some music on, Dave. We gotta put some music on. Speak a little more directly into the mic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they can,
I gotcha.
Yeah, but no, that's incredible. I would love to give it a read. And he was self-published.
It's self-published, but right now I'm with the Twins Publishing. It's like two twins. They're black women, and they have their own little publishing company. It actually fell into my lap after I finished the book. So
make sure let's throw the link up there when we get a chance, Monty, up on the watch party and
that's most definitely.
Definitely, I got to go check this book out. I'm gonna steal Monty's copy. Because
after I read it, I got you, man.
No, I'm gonna steal it before you read it. You give it back. I give it back to you. Don't worry about it. I got you back.
So but big shout out to that Lynn Patton lady, man. She's gonna be moving into the projects because Grant Projects, that's a projects in Harlem, they didn't have any heat on Thanksgiving. Okay. So she wants to move into the projects to kind of see what's going on, you know, and I guess all the people who work in the projects, they're gonna be asked out.
She don't got Facebook, you know. She don't got Instagram.
I don't know, bro.
You can see what's going on in the projects if you got Facebook and Instagram.
I don't know, bro.
I
don't know, man.
This is like something for the press. I'm just not impressed with any of it.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's cool. It's cool for marketing purposes. I mean, if you're someone that's like, you know, on her team and you need, you know, to get something to look good, perfect.
Yeah.
That looks good for
but
the press.
But what is her purpose?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, we know the project's been messed up since 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't even going to go there because then that would take me somewhere else.
I think we spoke about that last week.
Like Bronx River in the Zulu Nation.
Like, come on, it's been see, like hip hop started out in the park.
But we spoke last week. We spoke about the whole lean thing, you know, in hip hop.
The drug?
Yeah, we spoke about that. And you know, I've been seeing a lot suicidal, depression. You know, people, kids, the youth, grown-ups. You know, like I told you, one of my classmates.
You know what? I found out the reason. Last week after we left, right? I went out to Long Island to do a gig or whatever.
Okay.
So some of the kids on the team with us doing the gig or whatever, they were like 26.
Yeah.
So I really got a chance to sit there because we worked for 30 hours straight. Yeah. So I got a chance to sit there with them and just chop it up. And the internet era is very lonely. A lot of kids are lonely. You just talked about kids not, you know, going outside and playing with their friends, and that's true. Kids are playing with their friends, you know, on Xbox, you know, parties and PlayStation parties, and you know, all a bunch of other things. Like we're even, you know, communicating differently now, adults. But these kids have been lonely for a long time. Yeah, because they came up on the internet.
Right.
So they've been desensitized to like social skills.
Yeah,
and a lot of things like that. So I think this depression and just a lot of the way the kids kind of move these days and their feelings and emotions, it's due to not being around people. And I didn't realize how lonely people really are. People are lonely,
very lonely, and, very lonely.
You got to get a circle. You got to get these kids to be around other kids, you know, in a physical form. You know, not just through coding. You know, or a FaceTime camera. We got to get them next to each other.
But I don't know. It seemed like it's bridging off into the adulthood hood too.
It is.
You know, so
Because we're lonely too.
Exactly.
We're lonely
know?
too. Absolutely.
But Ms. Z, like when they ask you about life-changing decisions, a job, a relationship, a marriage, what type of advice do you give them?
Well, first of all, you gotta listen to yourself. We tend to make decisions based on who people around us, based to what people around us want to do, based on society. But the best decision is what's in your heart. What do you want to do really? Not even not pay attention to your family, but putting yourself first. Saying this is what I want to accomplish. This is where I want to be. This is my dream. We tend to put everything else first, and then we forget about ourselves, and then 20 years later, I wish I could have done that, I wish I could have done this. Meanwhile, we all have opportunities to accomplish what we want to accomplish right off the bat, but somehow we tend to put everything else ahead of ourselves.
That's real.
Interesting. So let me. So how do you line up like your profession? Because I've been watching some of your posts, and your lives and stuff. How do you line up your profession with you being a Christian and believing in God? Like, how do you answer those questions when people ask you that?
Well, all of that ties into one thing. Unfortunately, religion has it separates spirituality, forecasting for the future, and religion. If we worked together, it would have been one big beautiful thing, but unfortunately it doesn't work that way. So the way I tie in, I obviously grew up in a very religious family. However, being born with the gifts is different because you see the insight on things that nobody else sees. You hear things, you see things, you feel things that nobody else sees them. A lot of people looking for proof. I need you to prove me this because I don't believe. Well, that's not believing. That's not looking for spirituality. That's looking for facts. Certain facts are not there unless I tell you or you see it, when I do things. So the whole spirituality is, or believing in God is, what I have in front of me, what I do is only the tools or how to get through life or how to look through life. Ways out of, it's kind of like a map. There is nothing fantastic to it. There is nothing mysterious to it. This is all just a map, a tool. We all know tarot had been banned by the church, but at the same time church is not the same as it was or how it's supposed to be in real spirituality, right? Because God wants us to love Him, not control, not use power against people's desires and wishes. So spirituality is loving God, loving yourself, but it also entitles the work with energies, the whole process of us aligning ourselves with ourselves, aligning ourselves with our higher selves in order to connect with God better. On the other hand side, we have church that teaches us to be afraid of God rather than love God, because there is always a consequence. Well, see, they here with us. Okay?
You keep dropping that mic.
Your mic needs some Viagra.
That's my mother right there, Mom.
Like, what's going on?
Keep dropping that mic.
She said, "Pay attention."
Mom, I'm still on the same page.
Right.
She said, "Pay attention."
All right,
So-
keep going.
So that's the whole thing of as religion also teaches you to love God, but also with the consequence that God punishes. It's almost like being in a narcissistic relationship with God at that point. Like, how can we love somebody but at the same time look for punishment? That's not right. That's why, therefore, I never connected to the church and to the Bible itself because of that teaching. I know that God is love and light. He teaches us to be on the right direction, but at the same time, He gives us clues and He gives us all ways out to reach that point, to believe in Him, to know that life is beautiful. None of us are meant to be on this earth in suffering without love and stuff like that. We are the ones that creating all that, putting boundaries in front of ourselves and putting all these walls in front of ourselves. However, if we follow laws of spirituality, if we follow the energies that are around us and are able to connect with higher selves, then it will be easier, much easier to really reach that potential, the highest, and stay with God. That's the whole point of spirituality, is love and light. Spread love and light. Believe in God, and at the same time not fear Him, but really go after what we want to go after in that love and light.
All right,
she summed up everything I was going. I had questions.
Yeah.
You got to him already though.
You know how we do. We have a caller. We have a caller. What's up?
Who's the caller? You on the air?
Thank you for calling Big Picture. What's good? Who is it?
All right, next call.
Yeah. But
get him out of here. No, call back. And
yeah. It's all love. But we definitely got to hit these topics. Yeah. So how do you feel about men and women blaming like their bad relationships on zodiac signs? I know you don't really get into the.
It's okay. It's the same as cards.
Gotcha.
Because zodiacs are astrology. I don't do astrology, but I do.
And there's a B to the question. Also, like, how do you feel people when they use the horoscope signs to play a role in finding a partner?
Well, it's the same thing like you. Let's stick with the first question, because I will get distracted. So the first is the same. Horoscopes is the same like tarot. Any kind of guidance that you're seeking. If you are, for example, if you look in a horoscope and you read positive and negative, right? Our human nature tends to concentrate right away on the negative. We just totally overlook what the whole aspect of positive was there. So eventually we're putting our energy into negativity. What happens when we put energy into negative? We're just blowing it up even more. So that's why things don't work out. I always teach, when you have positive and negative, eliminate that negative. Put your energy rather in a positive and forget the negative even exists. Therefore, you're putting a big null on it. It's gone. It goes away. But not everybody is able to do that. So if you chose, oh my God, I will never find love. Well, that's what you did. You will never find love. So it's how we direct that energy, how we bend it. That's the result that we're getting.
All right. So caller, go ahead. I'm sorry. What's up? Hello, caller.
Come on, man.
Okay. Damn it. They must have short minutes. I don't know. Get that unlimited plan,
short
man.
Minutes?
It came up, fam.
I don't even think they sell minutes anymore.
You never know, man.
Minutes are free nowadays.
I don't know, man. You never know. All right, so check this out. What is? Huh? They on the call again? Shoot them up. Come on.
Yeah, this is Boaz.
How you doing, sir? How you doing,
good, brother?
Things are good. Blessed and highly favored, brothers. How y'all doing?
Fine. Calling all the way from where?
Mayfield, Kentucky, in the backwoods in the Midwest.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to Kentucky.
That's what happened. That Wi-Fi was off.
All right. So I have a question, and after you give your answer, how you feel about it, then we're gonna try to go around the table before you hang up. Why are there more successful African women than successful African men? Okay, these days, how do you feel about that, sir? Is it jail? I mean, we know it's jail, child support. You know, they lose their licenses, they can't, get the jobs that they want. They're getting locked up. How do you feel about this, sir?
You asking me the question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, we have to look back to the age of feminism and the Industrial Revolution, and the overall, what happened in World War II was, all of the men went off to fight, and so all of the women went into the workforce, and so what you had was a vacuum of available men that was in society that was working, and then you have the rise of feminism, and so what you have is a complete breakdown of structure in society, and what you have now is more women that are more progressive. You have more women, and specifically African American women, who's bought this idea of feminism, and it is in fact weakened the black man and emboldened and strengthened the black woman and taken her out of her biblical role of helpmeet to that man. And so with the high incarceration rate, with the drug epidemic, with the violence in the cities, you have the overall decimation of good, strong, patriarchal black men, like we saw in our parents and our grandparents. That age has gone, and so what you have is these progressive black women that have their own careers and their own jobs and their own cars, and they don't pretty much need a man for anything. outside of sexual activies, and you understand we're living in a society where they got dildos, they got Pornhub, because just as much as men use these websites, women use these websites as well. And so this is what you have going on, and I don't need no man, and so she's sleeping with a PhD, so this is what you got going on basically. Is a total reversal and an attack on the black man.
That's not visual at all.
Growing up, we saw the old Sanford and Son, and we saw the old TV shows where the black woman couldn't have the black man in the house, and so there she's dependent on the state. And you got a lot of these women, they're doing Uber, they're on Section 8, and they're on food stamps, but they out there flaunting on Facebook like they're the hottest thing in this day and age. Everybody's self-employed, which means everybody's unemployed.
All right. So, Mr. Boaz, so we got to go around the table, and we got to hear some other people's opinions, and you can hang on.
How you feel about that, Sha?
Sure.
Whoa. I'm like stuck right now.
Go ahead.
Come
on, let's go. We only got like 20 minutes left.
I'm just like visualizing these people in the bed with their PhDs. I don't know. Like,
Ms. Z, how do you feel about that?
I think that women just had no choice at some point to grow bigger. Then you know what I'm saying. Like at some point, the relationship just went not equal. So women had to step out and actually do what they had to do and find those better jobs, work two, three jobs, stuff like that. So I think they are a little bit more driven than a man. I think at this age,
that's
and
that's why that's a good answer. I think.
That's why they're a little bit they're more successful.
They're just seasoned. It's just a season.
I think it depends. It depends on the person.
It's evolution. It's an evolution.
And then it also depends on the person. Like some people are more driven than others, and some people are not, because you could say that about women, but some women are not doing nothing, and some people are doing something.
But the majority of women are, especially for those who have kids, families. You have to, you kind of like set that goal in front of yourself.
It depends, because I'm successful, and I still live in a ghetto, and I see some people just not doing anything.
Yeah, you say people, you mean
it goes generation after generation after generation, and nobody's putting a stop on that. And it's like you want to take the bull by the
But I mean,
horn.
let's talk about the brothers. Like, why are the brothers? Why are we falling back? Like, are we too lazy? What's going on?
I think you guys are getting too lazy. I think it's just easier because women are taking charge in relationship, and then it's like, okay, I don't have to do as much as. I think that the whole idea of men how they used to be is different now. You know what I'm saying?
Are we getting this from our circles? Are we getting this from the people we are around? Or are we getting this kind of notion from the media?
It's
because
everything.
If we get this notion from social media and memes, if we get this notion from our favorite TV shows, and if we get these notions from any other kind of media, like that's not really what's going on.
Exactly.
That's what's being sold.
Well, because I see a lot of successful men. And, and even they started from the bottom and they progressing too. Like they're going back to school and stuff like that. So
you don't think it's uneven?
No.
Yeah, it was one of the nurses at my job. He brought that to my attention, and he was like, "Yo, man," he said, us as men, we got to be careful. We got to be careful how we move because, he said, when you look up, there's a lot more successful black women.
But is it a competition?
Well, it's not a competition, but
is it a power struggle?
I wouldn't consider it a power struggle, but this is what's going on. So this is why black men have to be careful. We got to be careful how we move. We got to be careful what we're doing because number one, the government, society, they don't want to see the black man in the house. So let's get to it.
We know the systemic, the systemic racism and the attack on black men. We know what that is, but like. I don't think it's unequal at all. I don't think there's more women progressing. I mean, I understand the stats. I understand all these numbers. And I understand what the media shows us. But if that's not your circle, then, it's not your circle. Right. And that's not my circle.
We all have
what you in.
Yeah, like there's men who's doing great things. There's women who's doing great things.
That's right.
We've had the same amount of female guests on the show that's doing great things as men.
Yeah. So let's.
I agree. I
don't know. I just think it's we don't have to be against each other.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fact.
Like
That's
we
definitely a
always
fact.
choose a side. We don't have to have a side. Like we the same.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
I
so
agree.
What we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Back to Ms. Z. What is the angelic relationship with 444?
Well,
You going to Jay-Z
all
album?
numbers have meanings. All numbers have meanings. So if you catch a number that's constantly stands out to you all the time, that's your message. All the numbers that you're seeing, those are your messages. There is beautiful websites. Not every website I'd suggest to look at the number at, but that's your direction to go in. So if number 444, it's simplified to number 4, let's say that's your family connection. So it will tell you, make sure you follow this guidance. So it's a lot of following that you have to do with that message. Now, if you keep on seeing the same number all the time, that means you're not going through with what angels directed you to do. The same with 11. Whatever number you're seeing,
Yeah,
the
1111. I heard you say that earlier.
1111 is very powerful manifestation time. You got to be careful with that, because if you are in a negative thought and you hit 1111 and you're not catching yourself to direct your thought in a positive, you just manifested a whole bunch of negativity. But I usually prepare myself when I see it's 11:10. Okay, we're getting into this positive
There you
way.
go.
You
Call
just
us
said my birthday.
All right, so we got a caller. Go ahead. Caller, go ahead. Where you from?
Can I say hello?
Hello? One second.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Caller, hello? Hello? Okay, hold up.
All right, man.
Does it have
These
something to do
callers
with
kill us.
numerology?
Yeah.
This callers are shooting us right now.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, go ahead. Hello?
Hello,
Yes, go ahead. This is Big Picture. Where you from? And your name?
my name is Rashad, and I'm from Los Angeles.
What's going on,
what's good?
Rashad?
What's going on, brother?
How's it going?
All right.
Rashad
Do you,
King, oh my
do,
God.
do you know this, Rashad?
Yes, I do.
Hey, Rashad. How you doing?
So what's
Hey,
up?
Z.
What's up? What do you want to talk about? Have you been watching the show?
I have, and shout out to you guys. Like, I love this platform. I love what you guys are doing. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I'm going to be tuning in a little bit more when I have some time. So, hats off to you guys, and shout out to my girl Z. But I just wanted to comment on the 444 thing. Since you mentioned it, that's a number that has been powerful in my life. A couple years ago, 3 years ago actually, my mom passed away, and before she passed away, like, she told us to go play the lottery with 444. Now, none of us played that number, right? So we were trying to figure out, I was trying to figure out after she passed away, why did none of us play that number? Literally 2 days after she passed, I sat like still with that number, and I was like, I got to see what this number means. I got to look this up. And literally that number in that time said, your angels and archangels are with you, guiding you and leading you. Like, that has literally transformed my life. And that's just kind of like a nutshell version, but I just want to say, like, it's power in numbers. It's really powerful numbers, and like Steve was saying, like talking about the angelic connection, it's so serious. When you see numbers, pay attention to them, because they have a significant meaning.
Yeah.
A lot of people are kind of, fearful of things like that,
Overlooking them,
but
yeah.
as I've learned and as I've grown, when things come into your experience, you just have to acknowledge it and see exactly what it means for you. It's going to be different for other people, but what does that exactly mean for you? So I just wanted to come on, just like share that with you guys.
Yo, thank you
and
for
just
sharing
my
that.
girl, to support. And again, with you guys, like, big picture, like, I love what y'all are doing. Like, for real.
Appreciate that,
I got
Rashad,
a follower now and supporter. So
Thank you,
just want
Rashad.
to salute you guys. And that's it.
Salute, champ. Have a great night, man.
Wow.
Cool. All right, y'all have a good one.
That's what's up. I definitely want to give a shout out to Bay Cravens, located in 1673 Lexington Avenue. All right.
Yeah.
They are the only nut-free bakery in New York City.
The only one.
All right. So make sure y'all check them out. All right.
I ain't scared of them
100%
nuts.
nut. Whoa, now.
We're gonna have to
What are we
pause.
speaking about here? What is this turned
All right,
into?
let me get another caller. Let me get
What is
another
this
caller.
turned into?
Go ahead.
Hello?
What's up? Big Picture. What's your name? Where you from?
My name is Linda Nichols. I'm from Pontiac, Michigan.
Oh my God, Linda.
I'm
Okay.
calling
Heard you.
because
Yeah, Z is
I
very,
love
very
you.
popular.
Very
She lit.
popular.
It seems like
Oh my God,
I'm going to have to be your East Coast security, because you got a lot of people calling. I just want to make sure
That's
like
what's up.
everything is good.
But go ahead, Lisa.
Go ahead,
Lisa. What's
Lisa.
up?
Well, I was calling because I dealt with Z, and she's been an amazing spiritual advisor. But I had a question for her. When she does her full readings, what are the questions or the concerns that most people have when they speak to her about their problems?
It's mostly money and relationship.
Ooh.
Money and relationship is a very big one. And you know, it's that money spell going on tonight when I get home. Oh, come on.
I mean, you know what, man? Money is
I'll
so...
be ready.
Of course,
money.
Linda, of course.
Money.
Money and relationship are the big one. But what a lot of us don't understand and don't realize that everything is energy.
Yes.
So if we cry out that we have no money, we have to live from this paycheck to paycheck, we just totally dug a bigger hole in money because we're concentrating on a lack of it. If we said, thank you, God, for the last dollar that I have in my wallet, well, guess what? The dollar is going to grow into digits. It's all the energy. So even the Bible says, for those who have more will have more, for those who have less will have less. How fair
Let's
is
get in
that?
the spirit of multiplication.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's get the abundance flowing.
Abundance, that's
I
right.
have a question. I have a question. Now, when you say, you know, because I know a lot of people out there want to know, when you say you see this number, what do you mean by you see the number?
Those are the angelic numbers that we were talking about. So anytime you turn around, let's say I just looked at the clock, it's 8:47. I wasn't looking at it, but I happened to glimpse that it's 8:47. That's a meaning for me. So when I have a chance, I'll look up that number, what 8:47 means. That's a combination of 8, 4, and 7. Those are 3 different meanings. So anytime you look at whatever license plates in front of that, don't mean you have to go looking for it, because when you're looking for it, it's not a message any longer.
Right.
So whatever number jumps in your face, the angels are guiding you to look at them and say, here is your message. You have to pay attention to me. You have to look. So for those who understand and realize what that is, they will look up the meaning and they will follow what that message says. Sometimes message is really extensive and you have to read through what that means. But again, if you keep on seeing the same number over and over, it's usually when your mind is set on something, right? If you're thinking, you drive, we think our mind is in a million directions, right? And here it is, that number, and here that's your way out.
And how about if you dream that number?
It's the same thing. That is the message. Numbers have a significance, such a big significance.
Do
in
your math. Do your
all the
math.
That's happened to me too. I've
Right,
seen
Lynn?
605 everywhere for years,
Yeah.
and you know, and I don't look for it. It just pops up on the clock, on a driver's license plate, wherever I'm going. I'll see it, and I'll make a mental note.
Right.
You know, that's just unusual.
Right, exactly. And then once you follow the directions, you'll start seeing different numbers. You'll start seeing, because now you have other issues to fix, right? So now it will be different numbers that are coming up. But that is the easiest way, the best way to connect with angels is through the numbers, is understanding what those numbers are, yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you for calling in.
Linda,
and
thank
you
you.
for
Thank you.
asking that. Because, you know, this is, a lot of people don't get into numerology. They don't get into anything other than what's right in front of them. These are
Right.
things you have to seek out. This is information
Yeah,
you
I
have to
tried to
seek
get
out.
into
So,
numerology. It's very interesting. You know, but-
I see 420 all the
Numerology,
time. That number just pops up all the time.
just
Just
happens.
420.
Just happens.
420. I see 420 right now. I see it right now
Where you see it at?
in my jacket pocket.
Oh man, you crazy.
I was gonna say, was that your paycheck?
No, 420. Good God, no.
Yo, you crazy. Listen. I gotta
Paycheck
get
for 420.
It could have been 4,020.
Okay.
Ah,
You fix it up.
Positive way, that's
Fix
it.
up, get sharp. Oh man, I'm sounding all bougie over
That's
here.
crazy.
I sound bougie, like 420. No, I'm just saying. You know, it's a little low.
Yeah. Listen, we got to give a big shout out to Sweet Mamas.
Shout out to Sweet Mamas, man. 145th Street, man. and
Actually,
Lenox Avenue.
144th
144th
Lennox
and
Avenue.
145th.
All right,
It's right in the middle.
Yeah, 689 Lennox Avenue, New York. All right. They are just off the hook, man. Their food is good. $6.54 per pound. Okay, $6
Yeah, for a pound from the buffet.
per pound.
And,
all right,
yeah.
so the avocado salad is awesome. Today we digging in some fried chicken and some cornbread. So Z, if you want to take home some fried chicken, you eat chicken? You eat meat?
Yes, we
Okay.
actually we're gonna go out to dinner after.
Okay, awesome. We take one more call for 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2
One more
minutes,
call.
you sure?
Yeah, 2 minutes.
I
We
mean-
gonna count them. That's another number. Two.
Two, 4, 2,
Yeah,
0.
my birthday, 11,
Here we
1
go.
and 1, 2.
I like it. I
All
like
right, go ahead,
Popping
caller.
up
My
all
bad.
over the place.
Caller, go ahead. What's up?
Hello?
Hey, what's
Hey.
up? What's your name and where you calling from? You only got 2 minutes. What's up?
My name is Angie Wilson, and I'm from Lexington, Kentucky.
We know you know Z. I can hear it in your spirit.
Yeah, that positive. So what's up? What do you got to say? You got a minute. What's up?
No, if Z connects to the archangels with her numbers.
Yes, I do when I need to. I have the power to connect with the spirits and angels when I have to. I'm not a medium. I'm not a psychic. I'm an intuitive reader, and I connect with angels and whoever I need to connect to when I need them. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Awesome.
Love you, Z.
I love you too. Thank you.
What
so
about
much.
us? You better show me some love.
Show the big picture some love.
Come on now.
Share it. Catch us on Apple. Catch us on Spotify. All right, share it, subscribe, okay, to all your people out there. What's
That's
up?
right. Share the video out, ladies.
And thank you for everybody who's listening on that I'm on here, and my friends out there. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Shout out
I
to
appreciate you.
Thank you for calling in, sister. Thank
And
you.
I also give thanks to the cast here.
Absolutely.
Definitely the cast
So,
here.
Ms. Z, how can people
Appreciate
reach you?
you.
They want
Appreciate
to get in contact with you.
Well, right now I'm on Facebook on the Z Bars.
Okay.
That is the only place I'm at right now.
No Instagram?
I do have Instagram, but I'm not on there as much as I'm on
much as
Facebook.
Facebook.
I'm not very computer literate, so it's
Okay.
hard for me to branch
You got to
out.
get your son.
but
You got to
will-
tell him to put him to work.
He might have to eventually, but yes.
That's what's up.
And
You got that Yankee hat on, too. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so Z Bars it is. I do have a shop on Etsy. I do create candles, spiritual candles with purpose and all that. But it's on Etsy on the West Emerald shop. And yeah, so far it's just Facebook, and then we'll see where it goes.
Are you in New York?
Long Island?
Okay.
Yeah,
So we got to
Long
hook
Island.
up.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right.
Yeah.
So, Shalene, if people want to get to your book, if they want to buy your book, how
You
can
also you could get it from me. A lot of you I'm on Facebook, and also it's on Amazon.
Amazon, awesome.
Okay.
You on Facebook as Sha
Diallo.
Sha Diallo.
Yeah, SHADIALLO, and you'll see my pretty picture.
Go pick up that book. Go get acquainted with the building blocks and the history of hip hop and Miss Sha Diallo's life.
Yeah, I'm loving the book so far. It's awesome.
You're gonna have to relax
Yeah,
because
I'm
I'm
gonna
taking
have
the book. So you whatever part you left off at, you've been.
Yo, I want to
delayed.
give a shout out to all my Laker fans, man. If you're a Laker fan
No,
out
thank
there,
you.
I'm gonna give a shout out to
No,
y'all.
thanks.
New
I got
York
a-
all the way.
I got a chance to
New
watch.
York all the
You Laker fan over there?
way.
Laker fan?
We're good.
Yeah.
We're okay.
He said, "Nah, it's okay. It's all good."
Nah,
Shout out to my
we're
Laker
good.
He
fans,
was like
man.
he shook his head like he was feeling sorry for you.
Nah, man, we got a good record, man. We got a good record. I think we like 17-5 or 9
How you
or something
saying
like
we?
that.
You from New York City?
Yeah.
Like,
Nah,
what's
yo,
up
I've been
with
a
all
Laker
this
fan
we stuff?
forever, man.
Terrible.
Forever since
Terrible.
back Magic, man.
Terrible.
You know, so we won last night. LeBron dropped like 42. You know, shout out to all my people in Big Picture Fitness.
Terrible,
you know, we
man.
about to get that back up and going. Shout
Shout
out
out to the Knicks.
Transformer.
Yes.
Shout out to my man Frank
Yes,
Ntilikina. He didn't get no minutes, but it's okay.
It's okay.
Shout out to him. Shout out to our losing record. Shout out to our
That's
terrible
right.
owner.
Yeah,
Die
we a New York
hard
fan.
fans over here. Die
All right,
hard
so we're
Knicks
going to wrap it
fans.
up. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for
I
tuning
just
in.
want to thank you for
Yes.
having me here, first of all, for noticing me and having me here.
Yes.
And I want to say thank you for all my Facebook followers.
Yes.
And for my family, of
Hey,
course, for
Facebook.
being here.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week. Peace out. One love.